I heard it from my grandmother, and they will see that iko is a big catfish. It will have a feather, parrot feather on the head. When they want to feed Osun, they will see it. If you want to pray in Muslim, you need to chant a verse in Arabic before you can add any prayer with your language. So also people should learn little to communicate with this Orisa, because Yoruba is their language. And someone asked me a question: what is the color of Osun? I said, look, let me tell you, in the olden days, Osun is
Welcome to Inside the Oracle. My name is Chief Alaje, and today we are bringing another powerful conversation from one of our living legends. Our guest today is one of the leaders of the Egbeorun Society in Osogbo, Nigeria. She's initiated to Olokun, Obatala, Osun, and Egbe, to name a few. She's also an Iyanifa and the Apetebi of the Araba of Osogbo, Baba Ifayemi Elebuibon. She has many Orisa albums as well as videos that you can see on YouTube and download from Spotify and iTunes. So make sure you check it out. She is an amazing person and a powerful talent, and one of our indeed unique priestess for our time. Help me to welcome Iya Oosa Oyelola Elebuibon to our show for another powerful conversation about Ifa, Orisa, and our ancestral traditions. Tell us a little about the family that you came from, the culture, how did you grow up?
okay. My name is Oyelola Ajibola, the wife of Yemi Elebuibon, the now Araba of Osogbo land. I'm a native of Ede in Osun State. The town about 30 minutes to Osogbo. They know my town for Shango. When you are talking of Shango, when you talk of Oyo, the next is Ede town. So they know us for Shango. I'm from a compound called Agbanu, Ile Agbanu at Ede town. My forefathers came from Ila. They are prince and at the same time warrior. That's why they came to Ede to settle down there at a town. They first settled at a town called Ipara at Egbeorun local government. So from our own compound, we usually go as a Oba, king of that Onipara. I'm a daughter of Onipara. I'm princess of Onipara. And at Agbanu compound, my father's apartment known as Ka Osun. So the first Orisa that I know very well is Osun. My father died young. I knew him very just little, but I know his father and his mother very well. So I know my grandma as Osun devotee. Though this woman, my grandma, very old, but they know my Esentaye to be a priestess. And he usually teach me everything about Osun and other Orisa. We have many Orisa in our compound, but the one they know us very well is Osun. And he usually take me there. Even I know that I'm favorite to her, because anything, even if they want to prepare food, they will prepare my own separate. And all other grandchildren know that, leave her, this is for so. They will know, they will put certain style that everybody will know that this is mine. They know my time for Eko and Ila. So when that Eko is pap, so when my grandma did the others normal way, it will turn my own upside down so that the other child may not touch it. So, and from my little age, they did Egbe and Osun for me because I usually see my Egbe very well, and I can know if they are, when I'm little, they usually hide me because as we hear, if they are saying something outside there, I will be hearing it, and the spirit will say, answer them like this, and people, what kind of child is this? So that's me. Then later I grown up to be a wife of Babalawo. I'm Apetebi. At the same time, Iya Olorisa. Because not all Apetebi can be Iya Olorisa, but I'm both Apetebi and Iya Olorisa. So they call me Iya Olorisa. People know me for Obatala because when I grow up, my husband initiated me to Obatala, and I begin to initiate to many Orisa. I have many Orisa on my head. That's Lola, Iya Olorisa, Lola for you.
So, what things you were raised doing with your culture that you had your own children, you want to make sure that they had those same experience?
When we are young, in my own family, when we gave birth to a baby, they do a sentaye. Thank God that I married to a Babalawo. Whenever I give birth to my baby, we did the sentaye to know the do and don't of that child. And thank God, the opportunity that I have, like they do all these things for me when I'm young, though the Western education carry me away when I'm old, and that's my grandpa and grandma, they have died by then. Before I come back, when I go, especially that make me marry a Babalawo when I remember that my own mother let me know that you are so. They remind me all what they did for me. Then I married to Babalawo, and my husband activates my Egbe and Osun for me. So, and I initiate to many Orisa. So I make sure that as my children have Western education, we did their Esentaye, and every one of them initiate to Ifa. I initiate them to Egbe, Obatala, Olokun. At least each person have four Orisa. So they know their taboo, they know do and don't, how they supposed to behave. I know those who can marry black complexion person and other. I know the one that I can broadcast their ceremony when they want to marry, and I know the one that we won't do anything. So that opportunity, I let them know all these things. Because thank God, I always remember my grandma and grandpa, they let me know all these things. So, and I make sure that I lay their leg too. I put their leg too onto that part. I make sure that I explain everything to them. You know, some children, they are, as a daughter and son of Babalawo, we initiate them very quickly to many Orisa, as they did for me too. So I, as a mother, make sure that I remind them of their taboo. That's the duty of a mother. You know, mother is the closest friend to their children. So I make sure I remind them, don't do this. I have a child, out of our taboo is he cannot argue. So whenever we are talking, I say, remember, stop it, your taboo. One of my son cannot do intermediary between two lover or business partner. So you say, my friend said, remember your taboo. You see, I make sure that I let them know. And I make sure that I always remind them, whenever you want to do anything, make sure you divine. Because Ifa is the Orisa that teaches us how to take care of other Orisa. If Orunmila divine for all Orisa, they cannot do without divine divination during their lifetime. I make sure that they are doing it too. And they see I and the father doing it too. That's what I make sure that they don't carry away by the Western religion. So I always remind them, and everybody has his own Orisha and teaches them how to take care of their Orishas.
What kind of things did you see growing up in general in other if you're in town that you don't see anymore that's dying away?
Many things. Before, when I'm young, in the olden days, before you can marry to a man, it's not the marriage of Facebook like these days. They are supposed to be intermediary from it may be a friend or from the family of the male or female to do the research about the family of who they want to marry. Everybody will do the research to know their character, because all these characters, most of them generate from their generation. The sickness or how they behave, how they can take care of wife, or how they as a wife will be good wife to the husband. There's none like that. They will be seeing each other before the marriage. They can give, they can even conceive before their parents know. It's not like that in the olden days.
I want to invite you to a 3-day spiritual immersion and a powerful sacred transformation. You will learn how to connect with your ancestors, to embody the power of the Orisha, and to remove limiting beliefs that have been holding you back for years. Click the link in the notes area for the 3-day Ifa and Orisa challenge, or go to 3dayifa.com. 3dayifa.com. Register and unlock the power that is deep within inside of you. I'll see you on the inside.
And everybody understand what taboo mean. Before you can do anything, you make sure that you know the particular Orisa that has that day. You see many marriage now, they will do their marriage maybe on Saturday, and that Saturday may fall to Ogun Day. You will see them fight often and often, and that's why there is many marriage broken home, because they don't understand each other well, they don't do any research, and they don't even know about the weekday of the Orisa. They don't know the day to do certain things. Only the traditionalists, few that understand it, is no more. Before, there's thief, but it's not rampant. There are certain things that people don't understand is a thief, that they think it is a modern thing, like Yahoo. What is meaning? Thief is thief, stealing by trick. So what I know is that the Western religion, they don't fear God. They don't, because before you can fear God, you will fear human being. Before you can fear unseen spirits. So they can gun people down. It's not like that in the olden days. There is lawyer these days. Before, they use Ogun to judge, and there's nothing fake in Ogun or Sango. In my time, I said they know us about Sango. If anybody, maybe they see something now, and the person refuses to bring it back, they will go to Sango. I can remember a year one woman, we don't know that she's the one who steal that thing, and they call Sango, and she have baby on her back. Sango first put the baby aside before killing that person. Now, if care is not taken these days, the lawyer can fight for you, and they turn everything upside down. The person who is wrong can be free, while they judge the right person. It's not like that in the olden day. There is truth. Truth is more important. Fear of the deity is more in the olden days than these days. So if you want to marry in the olden days, it is your parents who will look for the right person for men and women. But these days, if care is not taken, children are doing what they like. They will tell you that that's the old cargo. That's old age. God is there. The deities are there like before. We are the one who didn't obey them or worship them like before. That's why you will see people in government embezzle money that they're supposed to use for many things, for many people. The money who's supposed to belong to thousands of people, someone will hide everything on his or her, on her behalf. They don't fear God. They don't know that one day you will leave everything and you can't sleep in 2 rooms together at a time. So honest, and their respect for the king and elder in the olden days than these days. So before you can, if anything happen, maybe any conflict happen, they will go to the head of the compound. If the head cannot do it, the zone elder will do it before it go to the king. But these days, they will arrest themselves with police and nothing is true anymore. So I see that, and we don't love each other like before. The love is very important. So everybody stay together. If you see the wealthier people, when they want to mention any elder or the deities, they will say they have car logo, that is 16, the house that contains 16 rooms. So you will know everybody. But this time, we are using flats. Father will not know what their children are doing in their flats. Everybody will eat together in a bowl. I know when I'm young, they will put large bowl down like this, we surround it, and everybody will be eating. So is like 50-50 by then, and we are doing all this out of love and we are happy. These days, people don't love each other anymore. They love money. Some father can kill their children because of money. The children can kill their parents because of money. Husband can kill his wife because of money. Wife too can do the same thing. Everybody is worshiping money these days. It's not like that in the olden days. I can remember the day that I have 10 naira. Oh my God. It's like I own all the world that day. I buy 4 yards of cloth to make buba and robe for myself. I did it without my parents. I saw it, I still have 1 naira 50 kobo for change that remain. Everything is expensive. It's not jumping inflation or running inflation. We are flying inflation now. So everything changed. Everything changed. Everybody is looking for the luxury of life. The love is what's important. In the olden days, and Yoruba adage say, "Kẹ́rù ọmọ rẹ̀ lẹ́rú, kí wọ̀fọ̀ ọmọ rẹ̀ ní wọ̀fà." That is, a slave supposed to know that he's a slave. So everybody know his own part by then. So if somebody is rich, anybody will not annoy. You support them, you can get away from there too. You can achieve from there. But these days, they will want to kill that master. if care is not taken. Love and trust in God is not strong like before. There's not plenty of luxury in the luxurious thing in the olden days, but we are happy. So you don't see sickness like or no sickness like these days. So love and belief is important. It has quality than these days. In the olden days, fear of our elder and fear of God and the deities is very strong in the olden days than these days.
Do you want to learn more about your ancestors? Do you want to learn how to communicate to your family that's transitioned to the other realm? Do you want to be empowered by the forces of nature that surround you every day, like the wind, the ocean, the river, the earth? Well, I invite you to become a member of the 256 Academy. Inside, we feature Ifa, Orisa, and ancestral studies. Down below in the notes, you'll see a link to the Chief Alaje app. Or you can go to the iOS and Google Play Store and download Chief Alaje app. And inside, you'll see the 256 Academy. Become a member, and you will learn more than you could ever imagine about yourself, your ancestors, and the forces of nature. Welcome to the 256 Academy. The training of someone to be Orisha, how has that changed?
In the olden days, as I told you, there's no plenty of money. You can see a babalawo have more knowledge and not have initiation. Though these days, people are initiated to all Orisa than before, but they don't have patience to learn. People don't want to learn these days. If you don't handle your child or you self has the discipline, before you can become a lawyer or a doctor medically, you have to go to school for training. But I don't know what is wrong with people now. They don't want to learn. If they initiate today, they can say they are babalawo or Iya Olorisa tomorrow without knowledge. You can't have any degree without going to university. So people don't want to learn this day. And an adage in Yoruba say, gbogbo wa ò lè jẹ́ olórìṣà, ta ló fẹ́ ké èépà. Everybody cannot be Orisa devotee. Orisa cannot mount anybody. In the church, there are many people who know Bible, but they will have pastor. Not everybody in the church will be pastor, and not everybody in the mosque can be imam. Someone will be there. So if everybody say, I'm Iya Olorisa, who is the disciple? It is only but my husband always said, babalawo, or they born babalawo. It is from heaven. The Ifa will say this person will be babalawo. You are initiated to Orisa just to protect you. You become an Olorisa because of your first to take care of yourself, your children, your household in general, to know your do and don'ts. You don't initiate because I want to be Iya Olorisa. I can remember, I know how many years I initiate, apart from the one they did for me when I'm young, and I abandoned it. It give me much problem that has led me to marry Babalawo, because my mother now, I call my mother, what is wrong with me? And they said they did certain thing for you. Maybe it has. And I know that I know one Babalawo that has interest in me. And I marry, and I thank God that I amend everything. So I first did it more than 10 years that I initiate. Then when I'm doing yearly festival, if I will be remind me, you're supposed to be so. This is what you come to this earth to do. So that's why I begin, apart from learning how to take care of my Orisa, I begin to learn how to become Iya Olorisa. Then the inspiration, even before I start, though I don't want to do it because of civilization, but I always see and hear, and it helped me little by little. Then I become Iya Olorisa. You cannot initiate today and just jump. It's even better to continue learning for some years. When you are capable that you learn, then you initiate. If maybe initiating was the one who is worrying people, you can't initiate and become Iya Olorisa or Babalawo in a day. You need to learn. So that's what I say.
So with Egbe, some people often call Egbe female. Is it female or is it the group?
Both.
Mm-hmm. Both.
Ìyálóde, Babalóde.
Okay. So the training, what is different about the training for Iya Olorisa, Baba Olorisa compared to when you were growing up?
The difference now is that in the olden days, you know what I said, there is fear in the olden days. If you are training under your parents, though people don't want their child to be training under them, only few people, because they want their, that education to be faster and to be pure. So they will send them to their friend or another Babalawo or another Babalorisa to make them serious because of seriousness. You know, when they are with their father or their parents, their mother may be pampering them, but when they are with another person, it makes things easy for them. And in the olden days, they don't allow most Iya Olorisa or Baba Olorisa, they won't allow them to go to school when the Western education come, because they know that they will be carried away by that Western education. Though, but these days is different. Thank God that everybody understand that anything you want to do these days and you want to make it, you need Western education with it. For example, I didn't tell you about myself. I'm very happy each day. I always pray for my mother and my sibling, especially one of my brother. I don't want to mention any because I don't want to, but they are my sibling. In my family especially, they count it as taboo to send a female child to school because they think their education will finish at the kitchen. They count it as waste, that it will not be useful for them. They will go and marry to somebody else and bearing another name. I'm the one who break the taboo in Osun. You can't see any elder of me as a female that go to school. I'm the one who break it because I went to Ghana and Togo with my elder sister, and the husband took me to the school. So, and I know the importance of education. That's why I have little knowledge about Western education. I don't even think of marry somebody who will be popular or that I will go to abroad like this. So it make me happy always when I remember those who support me, because that's about the fear that we are telling. When I arrive, my mother is a widow by then, my daddy died a long time ago. And I said, Mother, please, I want to go back to school. He said, is it taboo in your family? I said, let me go. I will cope. I've been going to school at Togo by then. He said, go to your father's family. If they said, if they agree. When I went to my father's junior brother, I said, please, I want to go to school. I went there. They said, please, it's taboo in our family. Do you see? And I can't blame them. That man have a female child. Is the junior sister to me. He didn't go to school. So he said it's taboo. For them, their forefather didn't send their female child to school. And I come back to my mother, begin to be weeping. And my mother has, will you cope with me? Help me to sell my commodity, I will help you. And I agree. And that's why I have the little money that I have. Because, but for the student by then, they are doing it because of seriousness. You see, the pastor that you are seeing this day, especially in Yoruba land, we say Ifabunmi, Ogunsekan, they are Babalawo's son and daughter. When they have the Western education, they bring the education with religion for them. They tell them that everything is free. By so doing, they will order them to be in the boarding school and they will be going to church or mosque if it is Muslim school. That's why some Babalawo didn't allow their students or their son or daughter that they want them to become Babalawos, not to go to school by then. But these days, we allow our students to go to school and at the same time learn what they come to learn. So also to our own children too. So we have Western education and Ifa. But it's not easy these days. If you don't take care of them very good, they don't want to learn everything. They just tape down. And when the clients come, they quickly go to the cell phone or their laptop. In the olden days, these Baba, they have brain. They cram everything. So that's the difference.
So now you travel to US. What are the things that people are lacking culturally that you feel if they have these things from when you see growing up, that things would be better here?
As I'm coming here, that's where I'm coming about people initiate. I'm calling the second day they will call themselves Babalawo or Iya Olorisa or Iyanifa. They need to learn. I gave a lecture at New Orleans about Osun. And someone asked me a question. What is the color of Osun? I said, look, let me tell you, in the olden days, Osun is prepare arrow, dye, black dye. So Osun is using adire by then. Only the bead have the color. But now, especially the diaspora, they give them number, they give them color. Well, we agree with them because we know that it is so spread that we cannot control it anymore. But they need to come to the source to learn. Before you can become an imam, you will learn Arabic language. So also to become a pastor, you need to have Western education to know how to read Bible. So they need to learn our language too. Like I told you that it's taboo to send a female child to school when the Western education come down to our own town. But I manage because I know something in me tell me that it will be useful for me. I learn it. If you want to play the culture, learn it. English is not my father's language. So when you don't say anything correct in Yoruba, they will tell you're on tabon, that you are. It's like Gun's voice. But it doesn't matter. It's the little understand, just to know how to communicate. If you want to pray in Muslim, you need to chant a verse in Arabic before you can add any prayer with your language. So also people should learn little to communicate with this Orisa because Yoruba is their language. Though when you pray with your language, they will understand. But if you speak the language that I know, whenever I see Shivalaje and his family and the disciple reacting like Yoruba, speaking Yoruba, I always happy, See how happy the deity will be when they hear their own language. So they need to learn the culture, how we behave in Yoruba land, and they have to learn about the Orisa, and you learn the language. Because this Yoruba is the language that these Orisa are speaking. They are spoken in the olden days. So they need to learn it.
To add to that, the way they bury people, the funeral process, how is it different now based to the olden days?
In our own culture, right now, it's like the olden days. Only Muslim and Christian do their own way, maybe according to their religion. But in Yoruba land now, they are still doing it like before. You cannot see them bury a traditionalist outside. If they bury them outside, they will build little house on them. So they will always bury traditionalists inside. Because for you to earn your money, build your own house, and they now putting you outside, the sun, the rain, is a cheat. So our forefather, and in our culture, we believe that this die people, when somebody die, it become a deity too. We say it is now Orisa, they become Orisa. So we believe they are still living with us in their spirit, or their soul is with us. If you call them, they are watching us, they can answer us. So we don't want to put them outside. We have to put them nearer to us. So they are not with us in the flesh, but in the spirit they are with us. So we are still doing it like before.
So when you teaching your children and you teach your Omawa, teach them the same way, or
We teach them the same way, but there may be certain conk thing, because Yoruba say ọmọ ẹni kò ṣèdí bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká fi lẹ̀kẹ̀ sídìí ọmọ ẹlòmíì. That is, you see what we call ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ is bead. When your child has a good waist, you can't put the bead on another person's waist like you did for your own. And in Yoruba land, each family has their own secret way of maybe certain medicine. There will be oaths that you are not allowed to teach other family. You cannot teach your student that secret. Even some family, when they want to do certain medicine or certain thing, it is the elder who will have the authority to do it. Even as a member of the family, if you know how to do it self, no, you have to give respect. If you don't do it, since they make the oath, it won't work. You have to go to the elder. That kind of things you cannot teach your Omawo. And there are even certain knowledge or medicine that is not taboo, but maybe you go far, character, you can gain through your character, through the effort. If you are Omawo and you turn by your character, everything you did, you act like a child. Even the thing that Babalawo or Iya Olorisa cannot give to their children, they can give it to their students. In the future, they will count that student as their own child, and it will be like part of their family. In the future self, that Omawo can teach you child, and there may be certain medicine or knowledge that is not good for little child to know, because it may arouse them to certain level. If you have certain normal that heart that you can see the back and inside of that, so you teach them when your child reach that age, that normal too can, you see that, you see the difference now. So there may be secrets that you can keep with your child alone, and if your child is not attain that age, you can give it to your omawo, or that you see as your own child too, because not every child that come out of a person is your child. You can give birth to your enemy, you can give birth to your friend, you can give birth to your evil parents, and you can see your own child from omawo or friend. As you see, that's it.
So, what are some things that in the olden days you used to see the Orisha do that you don't see anymore? Like they say for Osun festival in Osogbo, you see them take the offerings. What are some things that you?
In the olden days, I too, the days, I heard it from my grandmother. He told me how much he usually stay at Osogbo during us, and they will see that iko is a big catfish. It will have a feather, parrot feather on the head. When they want to feed Osun, they will see it. But when the white people begin to come with camera, that's the reason this thing didn't come out again. But he come out, maybe you go to the groove in ordinary day, they usually come out. Many people have seen it. Even if I went to Osun, I usually, my spirit can tell me, go and meet Iya at the groove. I will go there. When the keeping tell me, I can take my kola nut and ask my Osun, do you want me to come and meet you at the river? Then when I go, when I'm communicating, this thing, I will see, come and sign that. I will first feel it that my ear is around. I will feel, oh, sorry, yeah. I will see.
Thank you for joining us again. This was another powerful conversation, and this was actually only part one. We will continue this at another date. But thank you for coming today. Please continue to like, subscribe, and watch our other videos and spread the word. May our ancestral traditions live on. Ashe.